All right, YouTube gang, it's your boy Friday Random Media, and I'm back with episode 2 of season 2 of our Versus Battle series here on YouTube, taking two different characters from two different fictional universes, whether it's comics, manga and anime, movies, video games. I want to do it all. So, this season of the Versus Battle series, the theme has mostly been villains and anti-heroes, and that's what I'm going to continue with. So today I'm bringing you two popular anti-heroes, probably, arguably, the most popular. The Mad Dog of the Marvel Comics universe, Frank Castle, the Punisher, versus the fallen son of the DC universe, Red Hood, Jason Todd. Ex-military Marine Frank Castle's family was killed in a botched assassination attempt, which led Frank to become the Punisher, murdering any and all criminals he deemed to die. The second Robin for Batman, Jason Todd, was kidnapped and brutally beaten by the Joker, then killed in an explosion. He was resurrected and decided to take the killer's approach on the crime in Gotham. So, now that we have a little bit of the origins wrapped up for these characters, let's get to the categories for the battle. I'm going to go over five main categories for each character. We've got the strength category, attack power and durability, which I usually combine, combat speed, we've got battle IQ, and the last category, powers, hacks, abilities, and gear. After we go through all five categories, I'll then give a section of the video where I give a play-by-play of how I see the fight going exactly. So, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you think is going to happen, maybe even hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's get into our first character here. Okay, so the first character I'm going to review is Frank Castle, the Punisher, starting with category number 1, the strength category. The Punisher is known most for his abilities to murk anyone with his weapons, but Punisher is a ruthless hand-to-hand combatant who uses his strength in a raw manner. Punisher has once fought a guy with a metal hook hand, and the Punisher tore the metal hand completely out of his arm. So that was pretty brutal. Frank Castle is supposedly, quote unquote, just a human, but as we all know, humans in comics are never just human. So the Punisher has been shown to be on par with both Daredevil and Wolverine, who are enhanced in metahuman strength levels. This is rather inconsistent because of he is just a human, but yeah, he's been shown to hit those levels of strength. Moving on to category number 2, we're going to go over Punisher's attack power and durability. And like I said before, I usually lump these two together. However, sometimes I do make exceptions. But moving on, as I stated before, Punisher is quote unquote just a human. But this man is simply built different. Punisher has traded hands with Spider-Man, Daredevil, Wolverine, both receiving and tanking blows, as well as even dishing back an arguably equal amount of damage at times. Punisher's body armor can tank blades, gunfire, even some explosives. Punisher's ability to take damage and injuries is heavily underrated, and perhaps even his most impressive attribute here, as Punisher has fought through injuries like massive gashes in his body, stab wounds, bullet wounds, broken bones, you name it. Moving on to category number 3, combat speed. How quick is Frank Castle in the heat of battle? So, Punisher is relative to the most street tiers when it comes to combat speed. Punisher has dodged and blocked bullets, other projectiles like that, pretty basic street tier hero feats. As I keep mentioning, Punisher has thrown hands with many of the most respected street tiers in Marvel, reaching speeds to fight Wolverine, Spider-Man, Daredevil, even Captain America for a short time. So, we are getting to the juicier bit of the breakdown here. Category number 4, battle IQ. Punisher's intelligence in the fight. Throughout his stories, one way or another, Frank Castle was an ex-soldier with rigorous training resumes, thus resulting in Castle becoming a top-tier sniper, marksman, and so overall soldier. The Punisher has the weapon skill to headshot pilots with a handgun. Punisher's marksman skills have allowed him to land shots on a low-level speedster and take out countless targets within seconds. The Punisher's hand-to-hand combat skills are high tier, as we've covered before. He's gone against some of the best in Marvel. However, Punisher tends to fall back on his durability in hand-to-hand situations more often than not. Also, a very impressive tactician, Frank Castle has countless stories where he's managed to, you know, impressively work with prep time and traps, finding ways to defeat Wolverine, Deadpool, and even the Hulk, but that may be pushing it. Like I said, that was with prep time. So, on to our fifth and final category here for the Punisher. We've got the powers, hacks, abilities, and gear category. Frank Castle doesn't possess any true powers or superhero abilities, but he does have an assortment of gear. Frank is a marksman and a weapon specialist, so of course he's going to have his sniper rifle on him. He's going to have his fully automatic machine gun. He's going to have a handgun, and of course, his combat knife. All weapons Punisher has seemed to have down to a T. The Punisher's body armor has blocked bullets, explosives, and has gotten Punisher through numerous fights with enhanced or superpowered characters. On top of all that, Frank Castle almost always has some sort of trick up his sleeve. It's pretty fucking funny. Several times the Punisher has pulled up with gear he's stolen from characters like Stark, Reed Richards, and more. I remember one time he pulled up with just like an Iron Man gauntlet. And yeah, shit's pretty hilarious. He's always stealing shit from his peers. So that is going to wrap up the Punisher section of this video. So up next, we are going to be talking about Jason Todd, the Red Hood. So here we are back to category number 1, the strength category. Red Hood is similar to Batman in levels of strength, as far as them both being quote-unquote humans, yet displaying feats that no human could do realistically. Like I said earlier, it's comic logic, bro. Comic humans are something else, man. Picking up and throwing common thug enemies, breaking through doors and walls in battles. Red Hood has even been seen breaking through the side of a plated submarine, which is impressive, but could have been attributed to his armor, but I mean, I would still count that as a strength feat. Now on to category number 2, attack power and durability. Jason was subjected to torture by the Joker for 6 months when he was the Robin. Although at the time he died by an explosion, Red Hood himself has been able to tank bullets, explosives, rockets, and even energy blasts thanks to his armor. As far as attack power goes, Red Hood has one-shotted several foes with his hand-to-hand skills, but with his arsenal in hand, he can take out larger enemies and creatures on par with the likes of Batman, Bane, Deathstroke, and big monsters and shit. Now, moving on to category number 3, combat speed. What is Red Hood's speed in battle? Well, time after time, Jason dodges and blocks bullets and other projectiles much like any other street tier. Red Hood is often complimented on his speed by his peers. As I said before, he's going toe-to-toe with the likes of Nightwing, Bane, Deathstroke, even Batman himself. So, going against these top street tier characters proves that Red Hood's combat speed is indeed impressive. Now, much like before, category number 4, Battle IQ, will be a bigger part of Red Hood's attributes here. So, he's trained by Batman himself as the second Robin. Red Hood often displays his battle IQs on par with Nightwing and the rest of the Bat family. Very impressive. Red Hood's hand-to-hand skills have shown to be on par with Deathstroke, Green Arrow, Bane, the list goes on, even scrapping with the Talon. Aside from Red Hood's hand-to-hand skills, he's also very proficient with weapons. He's able to shoot several targets in a short amount of time with his 2 pistols, shooting grenades out of the air, which is dope. He's more than proficient archer, swordsman, blade user. Red Hood is often stealthy, infiltrating bases and sneak attacking, but up close in the pocket, Red Hood utilizes his brutal battle tactics to get the W. Now on to our 5th and final category for Jason Todd the Red Hood, the powers, hacks, abilities, and gear. Being a brutal anti-hero, Red Hood is armed with his 2 handguns, 2 knives, some small sticky explosives, his electric taser, smoke flash grenades, and a lot more other shit that we aren't really going to get into. Being a prime pupil of the Batman, it should be obvious that Jason is armed to the teeth with gadgets and weapons. Red Hood has also got his helmet and his body armor, which we went over before, is bulletproof. It can endure the power of explosions, rockets, and strong attacks from super and meta type characters. So that is going to be it for our breakdown for both characters, all 5 categories. As far as categories, which characters take which? Beginning with category number 1, strength. Red Hood and Punisher don't have too many strength feats as far as lifting or throwing goes, but if you look at the characters that they hang with in their strength categories, I'm going to say this is a tie. Category number 2, attack power and durability. Red Hood's body armor gives him an edge, but Punisher's ability to absorb and endure damage makes it a tie in my opinion. Category number 3, combat speed. Both characters have similar feats and have gone up against fast opposition on a regular basis. This is also a tie. Category number 4, battle IQ. As far as hand-to-hand goes, I think Red Hood does take it, but with weapons and weapon skill, Punisher takes it. So I'm going to declare this as a tie as well. Category number 5, powers, hacks, abilities, and gear. Now, finally, this category has a definitive winner in my opinion. The tier and variety and versatility of his gear gives the W to Red Hood. Now, let me get to the best part of every versus battle video I do, the battle itself, and how exactly I believe it will play out. So how does this battle play out? Frank Castle lurks the rooftops of Gotham City. He captures a mob leader and begins to torture the criminal for information when suddenly a gun sounds off and the mob boss is splattered dead. Red Hood enters the scene, criticizing Punisher's methods, rather shooting first and asking questions later. Although the two agree overall on their lethal style of delivering quote-unquote justice, this doesn't stop them from clashing. Punisher grows annoyed and fires on Red Hood with his machine gun. However, Red Hood deploys a smoke bomb, disappearing from sight. Punisher goes on the move across the rooftops of Gotham in pursuit of Red Hood. From the dark of night, Red Hood fires multiple shots on Frank. All bullets are blocked by Punisher's armor, all but one, which hits a vulnerable part of his leg. Punisher figures which direction the shots came from, and uses his sniper rifle to land several quick shots on Red Hood as well. Much like Punisher's situation, Jason Todd's armor blocks all but one bullet. Jason begins closing the distance, firing on Punisher, who's taking cover. Red Hood reaches Frank and the two clash up close in the pocket. Frank blocks a punch and throws one of his own, landing. Red Hood responds with several body punches and a devastating knee to Frank's skull. Getting confident and now talking some shit, Red Hood is caught off guard by Punisher slashing with his combat knife. The slash scrapes across Red Hood's helmet, then another scrapes across his chest plate, where Red Hood quickly regains his balance. Punisher swings his knife again, but Red Hood blocks the swing and counters the attack by slicing Frank's exposed arm. Punisher starts feeling the pressure, fighting on the retreat, falling back and firing shots with his handgun. Red Hood fires back with his gun, but it explodes in his hand, the result of Punisher's excellent aim. As it turns out, Punisher's leg slows him down, and the two clash up close in the pocket once and for all. Punisher attempts several knife attacks, finally breaking a weak spot in Punisher's armor, but it's already too late. Red Hood lands several knife attacks of his own, then mixing in his punches, kicks, and slams. The punishment is ironically too much for the Punisher. Punisher is cut down, beaten down, and is finally executed by Jason Todd, a bullet to the back of the head. That's right, Jason Todd wins this battle. But before he can walk away, he's approached by the likes of Daredevil and Moon Knight regarding the execution of the Punisher. The three begin to square off. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below how you feel this battle would play out. Was I right? Was I wrong? It's okay to disagree. Find me on TikTok by the same name, FridayRandomMedia, and as always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Check out the next video in our Versus Battle series coming out in 2 weeks. Again, we're sticking to the villains and anti-hero themes. And also, before I let you go, I am officially beginning to promote my own comic anthology, which will release near the end of this year, 2023. Make sure to stay on the lookout for more news and updates, including the title name, the characters, the release date, all that great stuff. Once again, thanks for tuning in. This is your boy Friday Random Media. Have a great day.